Hi everyone, Brian here. Welcome back to the Cash Flow Desk. Today we're diving into one of the biggest decisions every growing business faces: hiring contractors versus employees. This isn't just an HR question, it's a financial strategy that affects your cash flow, tax obligations, and long-term growth. Get it wrong, and you could be looking at penalties, unexpected costs, or even legal issues. We'll break down the real financial differences when each option makes sense and what most businesses get wrong about this decision. Let's start with what this choice actually costs you. When you hire an employee, you're not just paying their salary. There's payroll taxes. That's a significant percentage in Social Security and Medicare taxes you match. Then there's unemployment insurance, workers' compensation, and often benefits like health insurance, retirement contributions, and paid time off. All in, the true cost of an employee typically runs 25% to 40% above their base salary. Contractors look cheaper upfront because you just pay their rate. No benefits, no payroll taxes on your end. But here's what catches people off guard. Contractors often charge 30% to 50% more per hour than what you'd pay an equivalent employee, because they're covering their own taxes and benefits. The math isn't as straightforward as it seems. From a cash flow perspective, these two options work very differently. Employees create predictable, recurring expenses. You know exactly what payroll will cost each month, which makes budgeting easier. But you're also committed to that expense, whether business is busy or slow. Contractors give you flexibility. Need extra help for a big project? Bring them on. Project wraps up, contract ends. No severance, no unemployment claims. But that flexibility comes with trade-offs. Good contractors book up fast, especially in competitive markets. When you need them most, they might not be available. And if you're constantly hiring new contractors, you lose the efficiency that comes with team members who know your business inside and out. The cash flow question really comes down to predictability versus flexibility. Here's where things get tricky and expensive if you get it wrong. The IRS has specific rules about who qualifies as a contractor versus an employee. It's not just about what you call them or how you pay them. They look at control. Do you set their schedule, provide their tools, tell them how to do the work? If yes, they're probably employees in the IRS's eyes, regardless of your paperwork. Misclassify an employee as a contractor, and you could owe back payroll taxes, penalties, and interest. We're talking thousands of dollars per misclassified worker. Some states are even stricter. California's AB 5 law makes it extremely difficult to classify workers as contractors. New York, New Jersey, and others have similar rules. The safe play? When in doubt, treat them as employees. The penalties for getting it wrong aren't worth the risk. So when should you choose contractors versus employees? Contractors make sense for specialized short-term work. Need a web designer for a site redesign? A contractor is perfect. Same for seasonal help, one-off projects, or expertise you only need occasionally. They're also smart when you're testing new markets or services. Instead of hiring full-time staff for something unproven, use contractors to validate the opportunity first. Employees make more sense for core business functions: customer service, ongoing marketing, regular bookkeeping, work that happens consistently and requires deep knowledge of your business. Think about it this way: contractors are great for getting things done, but employees are better for building institutional knowledge and long-term capability. Here's a practical test. If the work is integral to your business and ongoing, you probably need an employee. If it's specialized and temporary, a contractor likely fits better. Let's talk about costs that don't show up in the hourly rate. With contractors, you might need to invest more in project management and communication since they're not embedded in your daily operations. There's also the cost of constantly finding and vetting new contractors as projects change. For employees, beyond the obvious benefits costs, there's training time, equipment, office space if they're not remote, and the administrative overhead of HR processes. One cost people often miss with contractors: if they use your equipment or work from your office regularly, you might still need workers' compensation coverage. Check with your insurance provider. And remember, contractors typically don't sign non-compete agreements the same way employees do, so there's potentially more risk around client relationships and proprietary information. Here's the bottom line approach. Start by honestly assessing the work itself. Is it core to your business? Ongoing? Requires deep company knowledge? That points toward employees. Is it specialized, project-based, or something you need expert-level skills for occasionally? Contractors probably make more sense. Then run the numbers. Don't just compare hourly rates, factor in the total cost, including benefits, taxes, and management time. And always check the legal requirements in your state. When in doubt, consult with an employment attorney or accountant who knows the classification rules. The goal isn't to find the cheapest option. It's to find the option that gives you the best value while keeping you compliant and supporting your long-term growth. The contractor versus employee decision shapes your entire cost structure and operational flexibility. Get it right, and you'll have the workforce you need at a cost that makes sense. Get it wrong, and you could face penalties, unexpected expenses, or team instability. If this was helpful, hit like and subscribe for more finance insights that actually matter for your business. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.